Hello. So this is my game idea. This is for someone looking for a game idea. So I thought I'd record this and send it to them. What do I want? I've been looking for this game for years. I've been hoping that someone would come out with this game, but they haven't yet. The 10 years I've been looking for it, nothing. I want a game like Valheim. The mechanics of Valheim. You know how long it takes you to build and create and seek resources. Similar. The premise of the game is this. You are a warlock, witch, whatever, living in today's society. World War III comes. You freeze yourself to escape war. And you come to life again after the war. But everyone's been killed. They've wiped each other out. They've used robots, and the robots are killed. They're all in pieces. There's graves everywhere. Everything's radiated. Like Fallout, but so the animals are all now monsters and things that you fight. Areas are guarded by difficulty levels, and there are many areas. What happens is the way you progress is the unique thing about this game. So you are what do they call it? You reanimate the dead. You have a shovel and a little axe that you've saved for yourself after being frozen. And you look for graves and you dig people up. And you take them to your house that you've built, like Minecraft or Valheim, and you have to make an animation table. And you make your animation table. It only works when lightning crashes into it. So it takes time, just like Frankenstein. So you put your body in this machine, and lightning hits the pole that you've set up to attract it, and it animates the character. Now, this character, sometimes you can read the gravestone and it'll tell you what you've got, like farmer or a builder, whatever. You animate, say, a farmer, and you have to build that farmer a house, like in Minecraft or in Valheim. So you build him a house. And depending on how comfortable that house is, the better he works, the more comfortable he is at his house. So, you build him a bedroom, toilet, shower, nice little house. Cool. That's a base tier house. That's what everyone should have. But when you go out fighting, you're collecting items, just random items. And each house will have like 10 items that you find out about that you can place in the house that will increase his comfort level. But not only that, you build him a workplace as well. So if it's a farmer, he needs to have a farm shed and his house and, a field. And in this shed, he has his work equipment. And his work equipment will determine what he grows, how he grows it, how much of it he produces. And that's just the farmer. I want to extend this to every type of work industry there is. So if there's let's say you want a better sword, you would find yourself a blacksmith, and you would find yourself maybe a witch. You build them their industry. Then you have to find better anvils, better hammers. Harder and harder areas will get better and better stuff for these equipment for your man that you've reanimated. And he will be able to build you a better sword. And some swords will be unique, like really unique. You find blueprints to these great swords, and you bring them back to your blacksmith and you go, make me this. And he'll go, well, you need to bring me these ingredients and I'll do that for you. And he'll make them for you. You can do some collecting yourself, like stone and some primitive stuff to build houses and things yourself. How you trade with these guys is, they're all taxed. You're the owner of this village, and you're getting money. You set up a banker, and the bankman collects money, and taxation man collects money, and you build their little house in their little area. And the better you run your town, obviously, you get more money. And you can get better stone by finding a stonesmith that you've reanimated, that you've dug up, and you've set him up a little house, and then a little stonesmith hut with all his equipment. And you might find better and better things for him to use, so he can go, hey, guess what? You can now build with this type of material, or you might be able to build with this material. It's a kind of game that I'm trying to build that you can play for 3 years and still keep going. You still haven't found all the workmen, or you still haven't built up his house enough for him to be completely comfortable, or you haven't built up his workplace to have all the resources available. So there will be some robotic sides to this as well. So you will have a little workbench work area that you can put together robots that have been destroyed. And you can put different parts of them together. And there won't be redstone, like in Minecraft. It will actually be electronics. Not as technical, not real technical. Maybe there'll be circuit boards, but with maybe 4 things on it, just so to not overload computers. And it will have some real electronics on there, like ore and capacitors and all that sort of stuff. And then there will be different types of robots that can help people in their tasks. Like here's a robot for the farmer. He can do his job a bit faster because he's got a collecting robot, all that sort of stuff. The whole point is you're building a great society out of animating the dead. It's pretty funny, but some areas you'll build a village, say, next to an oil spot to collect the oil. You'll have a well digger who collects the oil, and an oil rig person, a refining person who will run the refinery, and that will be one town. But then you might find, say, coal, which is a kilometer away in game terms. It'll be a procedural map, so everything's randomly generated. So you find coal, say, a kilometer away, and you build another little town near there. And you build a railway track between the two, and they start to shift resources amongst each other. And then you can start using both resources when you build this railway track. Now, if you have a railway engineer, a railway worker, the railway worker will build the lines. You set that down a blueprint where you want it, where you want the railway track. It's a blueprint. The railway worker will come along. As long as you've got the resources, we'll put them down and build it for you. It's a lot easier, like it's fun. And he'll build the railway track for you. And then you'll go up to the train engineer who builds trains. And you'll have a selection of trains that you can build for this. You'll click on the one that you want, as long as you found the blueprint for it, because there'll be many different trains. They're cool trains, you go, oh, I want that train that can move this many resources and people back and forth on that line. And he'll tell you what resources you need to find to collect, and you'll bring them back to him. And there'll be a train builder who will assemble that for you, and you don't have to. And that train will be designated to a spot. And if the train line gets a bit complicated, you have to build yourself and find yourself a train conductor, and you can manipulate this and tell the train conductor what to do, and he'll work that for you. That's the game. And and if you want to self-improve, like I want my character to be stronger, you need to build a gym in your town. You need to upgrade the gym to a certain level, and you will start to get stronger. And as your town gets stronger, you get stronger. And as people learn more recipes, you get better swords, better this. It's you growing together with a town of the dead that you've reawoken. It's a fun game. And all these creatures that have been irradiated, and they're coming to get you and you kill them, and you can get more things from that they're blocking a cave that you can't get into, and you get into it and you go, oh, that's that engine I've been looking for that can make me do this next step, which will be even better than what I'm doing now. That's what I want. And I hope somebody finds this idea and goes, that's it. That's what I'm looking for. And it'd be awesome. And one of the things I was thinking is like, you're going to make the place look beautiful. Like it's been destroyed. And your job now, you're like, well, I'm going to make it look great. I'm going to build myself a town. Cool. Well, that's my idea. If you like it, hit me back.